DJ and Dougie, what's up? What's up? Hope y'all doing well. Hope you are doing well. And the viewers, listeners who will also return and watch another illustrious stream. Hope your weekend's going well. Hope my levels are good. Let's see here. Um, we're just gonna get right into it. We're just gonna get right into it. So let's look, folks. We're one day closer to the next all-time high for Hex, Pulse Chain, and Pulse X. Ink token, E Hex, P Hex, whatever. So many people choose to deny, ignore, dismiss. Listen, when I say some of these things, I include myself in the mix, in the foray, because I know what it's like to fade, right? Certain coins, certain communities, certain projects, and all of that stuff. I'm very familiar with fading and dismissing. But sometimes you learn too. That certain things shouldn't have been faded. Certain things required your time, your energy, your focus, you know. It might have even required your money. I mean, it's at this point, those of you who know, you can understand some of my beginnings in this community as far as like I wasn't a fan of Hex. You know what I'm saying? No, I didn't believe in it. I didn't believe in the founder. And I had my own reasons. At the time, people were talking about, oh, where did the ETH go? The ETH is being recycled. Flush address. OA. Who owns it? All this stuff. Like, who is this guy? What's going on here? I had different reasons. And I faded. RH. Because if you fading Hex, you fading him. If you fading Pulse Chain and all these things, you fading him. And I get too, like, he doesn't work for anybody. You know, I understand that these things are not securities. You know, I get it. But the education that he brought forth for free to the world, whether you like it or not, the education is relevant. The education is powerful. The information is relevant and powerful, whether you like it or not, whether you like him or not, whether you accept it or not. Here we are, we in the ecosystem, we have a community of, all these untold amounts of wallet owners and people participating in the chain, all kinds of stuff going on. And folks prefer to be distracted than to be focused. You know, when I used to hear about, oh, this adoption, he said it in years ago. He said, why would he want Why would he want other, people to come on to create things that, by way of just the chain being a fork, you want a copy of something or you want link, any ERC20, it's over on Pulse Chain. Why do you need But people circumvent, they dismiss, they ignore, they think they have a bright idea and they want to execute on their idea. Some want you to believe they have good intentions, but in most cases, even with good intentions, they say the road to hell was paved with good intentions. You know? So it's weird. Like when a man is tweeting that, well, not necessarily him, when there's information being put forth, whether it's true or not, you do your research and your blockchain forensic analysis. And you've seen, things of, untold amounts of money being put into Aave or GMX instead of projects that folks sent millions of dollars to sacrifice for, projects that were copies of GMX and Aave. What does that tell you, folks? What does that tell you? What's up, Alan? When you see, and I'm going to repeat this again, when people see that there's some activity taking place in the ecosystem where monies are being transferred or whatever, switch from one wallet to another wallet, blah, blah, blah. And protocols like Aave are being used instead of projects that are currently supposed to be copies, forks of Aave, other projects. What does that tell? These are the projects folks sacrifice millions of dollars for. It's an indirect message to let you know about how focus and keeping your concentration, respecting your focus and concentration is all too real and important. All too real and important. In other words, if the GMX community or whatever users, developers, and the users on Ethereum were to really understand that there's a fork, I'm sure they probably do, there's a fork of their whole thing on Pulse Chain, then it's up to them whether they want to create their own front ends, UIs to use it, but everything is copied over there. You know what I mean? Why reinvent a wheel in a sense where there's already a duplication? Why are you going to duplicate on top of a copy of a copy of a copy? And people don't see when folks start to suspect that, oh, wait a minute, people are using these things as possibly a ploy or opportunity, a chance to take money from the hands of people who just don't know any better. Then you have certain people want to hide behind their stance of, oh no, we're creating a project that's actually working. Sure, you created a project that's actually working, but there was already another project that was there that was copied from another network that the entire chain was forked from. Then they add their own minutia, technical differences, or what people like to say, nuance. These terms that they use to sort of like identify to give identity straight, like, to separate from whatever it is that they are replicas of, like but you The people who've watched this, the people who have witnessed this, it's almost like y'all are not understanding that you may need to go to Gamblers Anonymous. Truth be told, you may need to seek professional help for many of y'all. It's evident. It's right. It's evident. Y'all may need to seek clinical, professional help and support so that you can manage your lives and not fall a victim to these traps that appear to be all throughout the DeFi space. Like, really come to grips with your truth, whatever that may mean, and say, oh, okay, I have a problem and I need help. Because a lot of y'all are moving like you got problems. You're moving like you got problems. You see, it's great to hear things like this. Salute to King J with a nice little market pump today. It's good to hear things like this because you know what I'm gonna tell you? I didn't even look today at the market. I don't even. And what do you think? What when he says the market, it's great to hear, to hear shout out to that. It's fine that the market pump is happening, right? But I get the sense that this comment, right? Again, salute to King J and everyone in the who's watching in attendance and in the chat. I want to believe that, the core coins are doing what they're designed and developed to do by way of pump. I'm sure he's not talking about 10,000 other coins. And if they are pumping as well, that's all great. Black Levin in the building. What's up, man? What's going on? Hope you're enjoying your weekend. I hope, if everything is pumping in unison, hey, it's all a win. When you talk about nice little market pump, I think it's from the creator of the core coins that got us to where we are today, who I see as a person who's pretty much sort of like defined how to succeed in crypto and figured out some things that my little brain can't even wrap my mind around. Like, this man has been involved with crypto much longer than many of us. It's weird when people say they've been around 10 plus years in this community. Oh, you've been around 10 plus years, but you're here with everyone else. And these people that have been around 10 plus years, 8 plus years, they've been around, act as if they have more knowledge in alpha than you. They could have been around for a long period of time, and they could have been wrong for a long period of time. You understand? And some of these people, instead of really exemplifying, who I'd like to meet or get to know, not even like on a like personal person thing, but find out if someone is in the community and it's their right to never even, because why would they want to do this, right? A person who really held on to Ethereum in the first, when Ethereum launched, right? Pre-sale, ICO, and held on to this day, right? Someone who really held on to their Bitcoin for the last 10 years, like really held on. They didn't think about selling or nothing. I'd like to know, that we at least have some of those people in this community right here, because it's a testament to why hodling is important. Although it's extremely difficult for some people, rather, Richard has made it a little bit easier, but it's a difficult thing to do when you're hodling over a number of years, especially if you're paying attention to a stupid chart every day for years. You're going to trip yourself out of an opportunity to see enormous gains. But I'd like to know, if you see people like, if there's people like that around in this community, right? When folks do their forensic analysis, they'll say, "Oh, this person's been around or been holding and never not selling for like a long period of time." That's admirable. It's admirable. My stream might rug at any time because I have janky internet. I didn't issue any NFTs or meme coins to get money for y'all so you could fund. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Yo, when you're speaking the truth, man, when you're speaking the truth, you got these entities out here that are trying to interfere with my janky internet and disrupt my ability to speak my mind and exercise my freedom of speech. You got a lot of communities out here that come from other places and they know about RH. You got some people who've also made it very well, like made you just got rich off Hex. And I guess, in the spirit of free market, they've ventured out into other things, all the while still they got a bag. They got a bag, but they're concentrated on other things while they have a bag, and they don't really talk to their people about their bag that they got, that's continuously affording them an opportunity for possible continued perpetual success. Everybody got a choice to do whatever they want. They have the freedom to do whatever they want. There's only one guy who I know, not personally, but who's been in Hex since the beginning, who's since retired because of the gains amassed in Hex, and who's kept it true to himself and likes to engage in a bunch of different projects. And every so often he reminds people, he shares with people how he became so successful. And that's why I give him credit for that. Because he'll remind people this is how he got rich. And it was thanks to Richard Hardin Hex. Now, what folks do with that information is up to them. What they do is up to them. Because people, you can't force anybody to change. You can't bring the horse of water and force it to drink. It's up to the individual to do that. I'm looking forward to when I can upgrade my equipment with the bull market and some of the gains that I could be fortunate enough to receive without fleecing anyone, without promising anything to anybody, without receiving any sacrifice monies or donations or whatever. So I don't have to be interrupted and my voice gets cut short by the internet haters and YouTube non-believers and gatekeepers. Richard Hart is playing a different game, folks, that those of us who are part of this ecosystem, we are sort of like recipients of the activities within this game. Good, bad, different, or good, bad, or indifferent. We're here, meaning bull market, everything good, bear market, everything not so good, or in between, depending on your perspective, and indifferent, whether you're in or out, you're balanced, whatever, things don't really affect you either way. And the way he has everything set up is just sort of like only he knows what he's doing in a sense, or people who he may confide in or may not confide in. I'm not going to question a person's experience and knowledge base because I know I'm not anywhere near as equipped as he is in the technicals and the understandings of all these things. He simplified it to help the world save their money. And while they're saving their money, they're becoming more and more enriched over time. And folks just simply don't care for that. They can't handle that. But I'm gonna tell you something. The ones that are jumping up and down and vying for his attention and doing everything possible, even being disrespectful to him, just because they just can't deal with the fact that he's not giving them any light, any favorable light. He doesn't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't care about what you got going on. He doesn't care. If he did, he'd show it. Just today, he issued a tweet. He issued a tweet saying, and y'all get so triggered by this man, y'all. You get so triggered by it. He issued a tweet talking about, hey, can this be sort of, I'm paraphrasing, but can this be the best meme on Pulse Chain? He's talking about the incentive token, his incentive token that went up 13x in the last 82 days or so. Yo, some of y'all caught a fit, are catching a fit. Why? Can he not like clap for his coins? Can he not? Right? He can. It's freedom of speech, freedom is, hey, let the world know. He let the world know that, hey, y'all want to do some leverage trading? Trading is death, but you know, you can, it's on Pulse Chain. Why can he not say something about his own tokens? But y'all get mad because he didn't recognize your stuff. Why do you care? If what you got is valid, is worth it, is legit, then focus on what you're doing. Y'all fight for attention, and when you don't get your attention, if you have something great, why do you care? Why should it matter to you? But you get upset. See, this is the whole thing about emotion and folks who lack emotional control. These things are emotional here. You talk about money and trading and candles, green candles down, up, and all this stuff. Oh yeah. You don't think he's been through it? You don't think this man has studied human behavior? He has a free book, from what I understand, by way of side vibe. When you talk about human behavior, he's teaching you the best way, what to do to engage in busting nuts in the right way. So I think he might have a small understanding, somewhat, of human behavior. And you know, and he's talked about trading. He's talked about how you can get wrecked doing that, engaging in scams and giving other people your keys. You know, but y'all get mad because you guys got, he didn't mention y'all coins. It's been 9 months, going on 10 now. Y'all upset. Why are you upset if you're winning? I used to always look at that too, like weird in a way. You know, I'm gonna play a little bit of devil's advocate. Like I used to always like wonder why Richard arguing with these people looking for acceptance and recognition. He don't need to. He don't need to. His work proves it. Proves it everything the world needs to know. He doesn't need to vie or fight except for anyone's recognition and acceptance. But that's me. That's why I'm looking at y'all that are pissed that he didn't talk about y'all. Like he's not, he's only concentrating on his stuff. Like, yo, can this be the best meme on Pulse J? 13x. Meanwhile, y'all are sour and bitter because you guys purport that, you know, your coin has done so much higher, millions of percentages, millions. Okay, keep doing y'all. Because the bottom line is not everybody's going to care about what y'all got going on. Just like y'all don't really, y'all are quick to disrespect RH and his tokens and the style of everything that's taking place here with Pulse X, Pulse Chain, Hex, Ink Token. You're quick to judge. But when he's giving some light to his stuff, y'all want all the attention. You want, hey, what about me? What about us? No, 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 no. Y'all keep that same energy because it's mixed. Which is it? It's either your team RH or your team anti-RH. Which is it? Like, y'all, this is why folks can't take y'all serious. People can't take you serious long term with their money and generational wealth building and all that. He can't take you serious. This is how you behave, and you're supposed to be participants. You're supposed to be your project leaders and founders, and you carrying on, you crying because he didn't recognize your meme coin as being a top contender or whatever compared to his. That's his right. If you feel a way, again, like focus on what you got, put your head in the sand and keep doing your work. And over time, right? Your coin and your work will prove itself. And folks just don't like to hear that type of stuff. They want to be recognized as number one. Everybody want to be number one. Nobody just wants to just follow the lead. Because everyone here who thinks they're a founder wants to just act like they're leaders, act like they know where they're going, how to govern the ship, this and that and this. But you want acceptance from another leader that's been pretty much verified, pretty much made his bones in this whole thing this whole time. Not any of y'all, but you quick to disrespect them, quick to talk crap about the tokens, quick to do all that, and still go on to spaces, talk crap about him, talk crap about whatever you got going on. But if he issues a tweet, you'll identify that maybe he's listening to your spaces. Why do y'all care? Why? It's because you know that maybe what you got going on really is inferior because the energy is crazy. Like, think about it like this. If you had something solid that you were doing outside of RH and you were super professional, respectful about it, humble, then okay. But most of y'all don't do that. And you got a team of degenerate gamblers under you who need help, bona fide. And these team of degenerate gamblers create philosophies to adhere to and strategies on how they can expand their degeneracy onto others and put pretty bow and gift wrap it with little things like, oh, this is what we can do for you at no cost. You see how great we are? All that energy going elsewhere, doing all these other things, and then a couple percentage points going up in the RH coins, and it's quiet for everybody. Why is that? Because you don't wield the same power that RH has in its possession. And you're upset. You know, folks don't know how to stay in their own lane. They don't know how to play their position. You created a shitcoin and then it allowed you to become financially free. Tip my hat off to you. That's kudos. Bravo. Good for you. Good for you. But I'm not going to expend excess energy because you still got to prove yourself. You still do. How is your project going to look like a year from now, 2 years, 3 years? Should people consider expending their monetary energy in your project for the long term? You got communities out here that launched a project this week, not even launched a project. We're waiting for quote unquote handsome payouts. Handsome payouts. They suffered a 99.6% drop. And you have community members exclaiming that they were expecting the 99.6% drop to occur, and that those who are smart should continuously buy more since it's 99.6% drop cheaper. And I'm not talking about Hex, people. So pick up what I'm putting down. I'm making a reference to another community out here in the DeFi streets that were waiting for a handsome payout and did not get it. They didn't get it. And then you have a smaller group of individuals that are supposedly giving the real strategy of what folks should have done and should do now with the 99.6% drop situation. 99.6% drop elsewhere. Buy more of it and stake it. Don't wait for a payout. Just buy more. Don't wait to just get the thing or whatever you were doing to then exit the system. No, take the coin and stake the. Come on, folks. Come on, folks. This is what's been one of the crazy problems with this whole thing. Folks don't know how to keep the people interested, to keep coming back. That's been one of the hardest things in crypto, whether you want to believe it or not. Keeping people interested to come back and buy more. Major, major obstacle. Major obstacle. And I would say 99.9% of the projects out here, if you can't keep the people interested to continuously buy more, then it's a wash. It's a wash. When they say, what do you think product market fit? Like, what do you think that means? I was on a stream about a month ago or so, and I asked the panelists, what did that mean to them? And they gave me their answers. And I also, which I appreciated, basically it's a situation where you have a coin that solves problems, that keeps you interested to keep wanting to come back to acquire more of it, because it's a problem solver, not something that can just, you just hold and it has no real use case. This thing, you lock it up and it pays you. And it has the ultimate opportunity and chance to multiply untold amounts in the future. It may or may not, but it's designed to. People didn't believe BTC was going to hit anything above 1,000 in the early days. Thing broke 60. It's teetering on breaking the all-time high now, probably even this month, before the next recorded halving is supposed to take place. And if Hex is supposed to be better than BTC, what does that tell y'all? But people don't care because they have short-term memory. They want to satisfy their immediate cravings to make money today, every day. They're addicted to the thrill. And ultimately, continuously, if you're not careful, because a lot of people who have succeeded with Hex, they've learned. And they also have the risk tolerance and money to engage in other risky activities and risky plays. The mistake that I always say, though, that they make is they talk about those risky plays that they're doing, implying, possibly forgetting, suggesting that their viewers are in the same position as they are, which you never know who's listening to you, and you don't know anyone's affairs and business. Someone could be dead flat broke, and they're listening to you. doing what you're doing, and they want to do the same thing like you, because who doesn't want to win? If you're watching a content creator talk to you about how they're making money every day, you feel left out, because who wouldn't want to make money every day? But you can't do it like how they do, because they've been around for a long period of time, amassed success, still are amassing success, and could afford to take the risk. They could afford to do it. Most people can't. Most people are not rich and well off. They're just not. Yeah, so like is there's opportunity. Like any token you could think of that's a meme token on a chain did not get any light from RH. Because he don't care. He's fighting a different fight. Like y'all gotta, yo, man. You're like, oh, hey, we right here. Look at me. Look at me. Nobody cares. Especially not him. He's doing big things. Y'all can't, y'all not playing the game he's playing. A chain like Pulse, a dex like Pulse X, everybody, so many of y'all just disrespect. You don't hesitate to disrespect. Has upwards of how much, like $400 million worth of volume going through that joint. Y'all crying about some single-sided staking, all the like weird, as if that's the only thing that mattered. Weird. You know, you move around with a broke mentality, you're gonna achieve broke results. I'm crying on the internet for relief. You crying on the internet for making crazy mistakes. You crying on the internet because you like the way somebody talks and they don't talk to you anymore because you said something they don't like and you and your feelings and they don't no longer follow you. Weird. Who cares? Nobody cares. Nobody cares. And people out here, they purposefully create content because they're on the take. They're on the take. They got paid. They got the only allocation. They're on the take. They don't care what you do. They only believe in lining their own pockets. When are y'all going to understand that you have bona fide gamblers in this joint? Bona fide. Who want to cultivate the gambling tendencies within you so that if you're not careful, you can become wrecked. So be careful what you take in, be careful who you listen to, be careful of the information you collect. Yo, these dudes in a Telegram, they're telling people, yo, the thing went down 99.6% this week. But they were expecting that, and that people should buy more. People should buy more. After they lost value 99.6, they just outright saying it. And would make references to Pulse Chain, would make references to Hex. Not talk about it. This is not, I'm not thinking, they're not talking about Hex. They talk about their own coin. It's like degen shitcoin is competing against other degen shitcoiners against other degen shitcoiners. Like y'all are sickening. It's maddening. It's crazy. Y'all gonna self-destruct. And many of you know, hey, listen, man, it's already happening. They're getting lost. Because what's happening right now? What did the person say in my chat? What did the person say? That there was a pump today. The pump, look, yeah, before you know it, All these things that's going on right now will be of the past because the price of these markets are going to escape everybody, especially if you were not in it. So, what chance do you have when you're engaging in my shit going better than yours in all these degen camps and circles and communities? If you don't have anything closer, anything like you're closer with the founder of this community, and you know you're not set up properly, oh well. So I could say, if I would wish you luck, I'd be lying. Can't even do that. I'm not gonna do that because I'd be lying. I'm not gonna say good luck for a situation like that. It's like you've been down the road before, you know, and you've seen it already. You've been a part of other communities, been incredibly entrenched. You knee deep in these previous communities and cause, and you know want to believe X, Y, and Z, and then you discover certain truths, opportunities, and teaching moments that show you some things. I can't unlearn what I learned. A lot of these people with these meme coins and all this stuff, you know, some may have been around, you know, developers and um, shillers and promoters that have been around. This is what they do for years: fleece and rug. But you got some people that are new, that are really trying to do something. They look new. They still look new. 3 years, you new. Because the way you're moving and things that you're doing, you act like you got some knowledge under your belt. You still new. You never stop learning. And so it's remarkable when they just dismiss the core tenets and possibly guidelines of how these things work. And I say sometimes maybe they dismiss it on purpose because they don't want everyone to know, because that affects their earnings. That affects their, as a selfish element to all this. There's a selfish element. There's greed, and selfish is a thing. Like it's, if you got to unfollow, if you got to block, if you got to mute, if you got to cut the noise, then you do that for your own betterment. You do that. Because right now, it seemed like we're in the beginning of the bull. That's what it looked like to me. It looked like, listen, folks, and this is just the beginning. Like it's looking real. I can't say it's this is a bear. I can't say that. But that's just me. And you don't want to be left out. You don't want to be caught holding a bag of L's, wondering why you had something and you no longer have it anymore. It's a terrible feeling. You know how many people, the same amount of airdrops they got last year, they don't have anymore? Like they don't have anymore. It's not like they've even increased. They just don't have anymore, but we'll never tell you. How I know? Like you could tell when people who've been around tell you that they've lost how much pulse, they've lost how much pulse X, they've sold this, they sold that. They tell you things, and you got to look at it like sort of like a moment to live vicariously through them and not repeat those mistakes. Like this. I mean, imagine, you know, insensitive when in the test net, during the test net phase before PLS launched, you know, they would have sample prices of, you know, all the coins, and incentive, the numbers for incentive was like 4 figures. That's crazy. You know, it's play, dashboard, you know, whatever. But I rather play with that than some other DApp from another community, from another entire blockchain talking to you about, you're gonna see 10,000% ROI in 8 days. Like, what part of the world and planet? I mean, that is so ridiculous and dumb. It's not even funny. And people would still say things like, yeah, we know it's not gonna pay, but what if it does? This is 2024. This is March 3rd, 2024. Folks are still having these types of conversations. And because the thing went down with a disgusting rate, like it practically went down to zero, 99.6, you just 0.04 off from, right? Zero point 0.4 off decimals from to 100%, like zero. Come on, man. Ridiculous APRs. This is what y'all attracted to. This is you're satiating your palate. You're chasing this greedy gambling addiction, dragon, harmful behaviors, harmful, destructive. You're engaging in games that you can't even afford to play because the people who are playing with can afford. That's the difference. Another abject, miserable soul, a couple months ago was just promoting another, platform talking about, you use liquid loans to get your money so you don't have to sell, to then take that money and flip it in another platform. And then when you get the earnings from the flat platform, you come buy and buy more of the RH. So like you're playing the sport. This guy acts like everybody could do what he's doing. This is what I'm saying to y'all. A lot of people, they miss the mark miserably, especially when you're vocal and you have a following. You don't give mixed messages or certain messages like that to people because some of them will invariably follow you to Rektum, regardless if you won or not. You got in before they did, before you started opening your mouth. So you have a higher chance of winning over everyone else who comes after you, but not giving you the secret, the real play. Weirdos. And then when they get called out there, and you just for the mistake you've done, the thing that you did that was reckless, will speak about the nonsense you're doing, because people are going to do the same thing. Oh, it's freedom of this. You can do whatever you want. Just like you could do whatever you want, you could catch any smoke that comes your way too. It's equal opportunity out here. Any smoke and criticism and critique that comes your way, accept it. Be widely receptive to that, because that's being irresponsible and holding no accountability. And the first retort these nefarious bad actors would tell you that, oh, you're broke. You don't know what you're talking about. You have no idea. You're a noob. Pay attention, folks. This is the beginning of something great. BTC broke 60K in the last 7 days, yo. This is it, man. Like we're in the beginning of the raging thing that we've been waiting for a long time. For a long time. Last time this thing was touching 60 was the fall of 2021. The fall of 2021, folks. And here we are. So don't position yourself like these clowns out here. They don't want you to do well, thinking they're doing something. They're gonna tell you about some abject, crazy project that folks don't even care about, that only gamblers enjoy, like some liquid loans. You're gambling. That's what you're doing, bruh. Leverage, all the leverage, anything leverage, you're a gambler. Your shirt is your white tee, if you even wear one, is yellow, is stained up. because you're a degenerate gambler. It's infused with your sweat because you're dirty like that. Your teeth jacked up. You're a gambler. Underarm putrefied. That's all you do. You don't even have, AC. Your metal fan just barely oscillating left and right in the heat. That's what y'all remind me of. Like you guys that celebrate these things, leverage and margin and all this cute whatever they want to pretend like, oh yeah, this is something you can make a lot and it's super safe. No, you could get super wrecked. RH wants somebody to wanted somebody to create something so that they could short hex to prove a point. But y'all just ran with it and thinking you're doing something. Cause yeah, I'm not gonna hate, listen, man, it's part of the game. You opened up shop on the block and you making money, you making it click, the money's bubbling. That I can't hate on you. But what you're doing is peddling death. That's what you're doing. Leverage trade. That's supposed to be exalted. That's supposed to be praised. Leverage trading. Peddling death. This is what y'all celebrate, though. This is what y'all like to promote. This is where we are, though. This is what's around. This is what's happening. Because even outside of crypto, this is what we're surrounded by. Everything. We're always surrounded by the elements, all elements of good and all elements of bad. All things good and all things bad. So I get it. I get it. Doesn't mean I'm going to engage. Doesn't mean I'm going to talk favorably about some platforms that are hypersexualized, dexes and leverage trade nonsense, immature trash. And I'm going to use that towards my building of generational wealth for my future descendants. Are you kidding me? And he got on your royal nerves when he didn't exalt any of your meme coins except his own INC token. Yeah. He got more reaction too because he has a wider reach and he wields more power than everyone in this community combined. And y'all don't know how to respect that. It's just evident. It's just evident. It's evident. Just be mad. Continue to be mad. If you had something so great going on, why are you so salty that he didn't say anything about your project? Let your project prove itself over time. It'll get its recognition. And if it doesn't, who cares? If you didn't hurt anyone and you're doing great work and it's benevolent and everyone's going to benefit in a positive way without a soul getting rubbed, then that's a win. You should be good with that. Keep it moving. Next, nobody cares. And that's just the truth because no one cares about even like what we got going on in RH. They don't. But the majority of the world don't know and don't care. Who's going to take time to explain DeFi in a 5-minute pitch with a stranger? They don't care. No coiners don't care right now. When they're going to care when it's green candles. And even then, we won't even need them. Because you didn't need the world to see 10,000x. You didn't need 8 billion people to see 10,000x. That's why folks don't understand when the dude just will say his INC meme coin could possibly be the best meme because he don't care about anything else y'all got going on. He told y'all. He told y'all, he made it clear. He made it clear. But y'all mad. Oh man. You see, this right here. See, I wasn't even I made see, I'm talking about rectum in general, like people just wrecking themselves. You talk about that other thing right here. Salute to you, Hexter. You talk about that other thing, and that's another thing. Like that's a fiasco in itself. Fiasco, and nobody cares. Nobody cared about his input. Nobody cared about your fake power. Because this is the thing. See, this is why I say folks have been secret haters of RH, secret, vying for the to overcome and overperform and outdo him. You know, when you explain a situation to somebody, you telling them what you're going through, and you always hear, or not always, but you have to have that one person that always telling you that they're going through something more serious than you are. If it's a serious situation you're going through, that they always have to outdo you. That's these suckers over here in this space. But they can't do it because he don't give them the time and place to even engage them. So what do? They fight inward. They punch sideways. They go infighting. And then they try to create some fake podium to look down on everybody as if they are exalted because they might be a purported rich person and whatever. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. That same situation with that guy, and I'm not giving that dude no light. If you know what I'm putting down, if you know what I'm picking up, if you know what I'm saying, putting down, you could pick it up. I'm not giving dude no light. But that's another situation. That thing right there blew up in dude's face. Dude crashed out on the internet, crashed out on a Twitter Spaces or something like that. I vaguely remember because it had no real relevance. It was related to absolute stupidity. Talking bad about our rage because Pulse Chain didn't launch yet. So that, the whole May, whatever it was supposed to launch in May of 2022, and that blew up in RH face. Oh man. You got this guy talking about his friends in the Middle East. They're not with it, with the shits, and they're gonna, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, nobody cared. Nobody cared. And he got cooked. Community members cooked him with memes and everything. Get out of here. Nobody cared. And still don't care. And folks use things to oh yes, I'm the number one sacrificer on the channel, the number one. There was a weirdo competition. They see these guys be competing on a weird level, right? Weirdo competition stuff going on. Godwell's supposed to be some this mysterious type of almost like an idiot savant type situation, and then the other competing 1 and 2, competing. So one, whatever. But you the executive producer of the movie, and you got all this, and you rich, but your humble beginnings. You came from being homeless, and you got a church. And yo, son, you crashed out. You're talking crazy, and you made yourself look crazy. You said that nobody's gonna, folks are not gonna make it 2 years to see 11,000 gains, 11,000 X gains, or 14,000 X gains. He was telling people this. He was telling people, and I understand developmental, cognitive conditions. I understand that. I get all that. But when you're a butthead, don't use some type of condition as an excuse to be a butthead. Like, seriously, man. Like, hey, people here are weird. And the person who basically from what I'm understanding, spearheaded the movement to get him out of here, who cooked him, you know, is created his own token and his own situation and own stuff like that. And yo, whatever y'all got going on is what y'all got going on, man. I'm riding with what allowed all this to be here. That's what I'm riding with, man. That's it. That's it. That's it. So, folks, enjoy the rest of your day, morning, evening, night, wherever you are. Facts. I'm gonna catch you on the next one.